Ladies and gentlemen, so we're back with another homestead DIY situation. So just so you know, as a fair warning, this is going to be discussing meat chickens to an extent. So if that makes you feel uncomfortable, go watch cat video, do something else, come back for the next one. But I usually don't talk about the chickens a lot on here because, quite honestly, I don't really do a lot with them. It's my wife's job. But they're so easy, there's not much to do. But we are doing our meat chickens this year, and we've got a couple issues that we want to rectify, so we're building a chicken tractor. You can see the young ladies and probably a gentleman or two are in there, hopefully. And we've had this cage for a while. It's collapsible, it's fold up, all that good stuff. We use it every year. We put it in our gardens, and it actually works out pretty good. It's a little bit too wide and a little bit short. It comes to about right here, which actually works out good because they can't get up around the headline of our watering system. But we'll put them in here and let them clean out, and it works really well. I've already got these other chickens over here. These are our laying hens, and we don't want to intermingle them too much, just because first of all, we're going to try and have a rooster and breed the meat chickens, and we don't want to get crossbreeding and stuff. So we want to do a chicken tractor. And just to show you what they can do in the span of about 4 days, these are the woods behind my house, and you can see where the chickens were. And I mean, they have totally just decimated it, which is great because we've always wanted to clear certain areas out in here and around our property. So we're going to be able to move the chicken tractor and put them there. The meat chickens, you know, they don't live but for like 8 or 9 weeks or something. So it'll be rapid succession, but they'll be getting a fresh diet and all that stuff. And in the wintertime, we can use it to put the chickens in our laying hens and move them around as well. But we need to have them protected because we had an animal attack last night. We had a fox get out here, or yesterday. So one of these ladies has a boo-boo on her head somewhere. And we knew we needed to fix it, and this was a project that was on hand. I'll get to the build in just a second, but I'm kind of setting the stage for you because this is going to explain why I'm building it the way I am. And then we've got one that's in ICU. This young lady right here, she's actually doing pretty good, but you can see he tore up her breast a little bit. So we're just trying to get her back healthy again and get her going. Good news is she was able to, I mean, she's eating and drinking water and all that stuff. So my wife bandaged her up, and we'll try and bring her back. You know, even if, let's say her meat's no good to eat, it's still no reason just to let her die. So we'll let her live out. The trick with the meat chickens though, is just remember this, they will get, there's gotta be a video coming up about this, but they will grow so fast that it is inhumane to keep them alive. They will literally get so heavy their legs will break. So I don't know how I feel about it yet. Well, we'll come back and revisit that one. But for right now, let's focus on this chicken tractor. So we had this box here, and what we're doing, my son and I started framing it out today, and we were like, look, it got too hot, we had to take a break. So we took treated 2x4s on the bottom, and it's a pretty simple job. You know, you just cut them so that they will reinforce it, because this thing is really flimsy. You can see we've zip tied it in the past so it stopped coming apart on us. But now what we used in the bottom down here are fencing nails to nail it to the 2x4. I used pressure treated, let me get a fencing nail so I can show you what that is, in case you don't know. My son put it up. It's the U-shaped nails. There's probably one laying on the ground. I'll find it. If I can find it, I'll show it to you. But they're U-shaped, so they go in the run of the chicken run pretty good. And then you just nail it in. It's kind of a bitch to put it up there, but it works. So we did that. Now we used pressure treated for the bottom because it's going to be sitting on the ground. So it's going to get, you know, a lot of pressure and moisture and stuff like that, so it'll help it last longer. But at the top, what I used are these little 1x2 strips, and the reason why we did these is because if we're going to be doing a chicken tractor situation, or we're going to be lifting it and moving it, we want it to be lighter, so we had to save some space. So we just built this outside frame here, and all we did is just screw it together. And what we're going to do next is in the corners, I don't know yet how I'm gonna do it. That's why one reason why we stopped too, because I needed to figure it out. But I think we're gonna put a piece of wood going down at least on one side to help reinforce this, because this is just stapled on, so to help keep it together more. And what we'll do is, because the fox came in and he dug under the ground, right? So that's how he gets some. One thing he did is he comes in there and grabs like that, you know. So I'm just kidding, just joking. Y'all chill out. So we have to put a barrier up. So what we got is this hardware cloth here. So you can see how small the holes are on it. And it's actually, thank God, it's the perfect size, so we don't have to cut it. We just got to wrap it. And that'll give it like a baffling layer. So this will be really tight, so you can't really get in there. And then this will give it extra protection. So we'll do that all the way around the whole coop. And then you can see I've just thrown a shade cloth over for now because it gets kind of hot. I need to design some kind of roof material for this. I used the clear roofing for my chicken coop, but I can only get like 10-foot pieces and I don't need that much. I'm not trying to spend $40 for something and then 3/4 of it sit out behind the shed and go bad. So I'm gonna revisit that. I may just end up putting slats of wood down. I may get fence pickets and put that down and just like silicone the cracks, just so they can get some shade. And if it rains, it gets out, they can get out of the rain, stuff like that. But one reason why we wanted to do this, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you got the measurement right and let's say you were gonna build one yourself, if you built it to the height of this fencing right here, it would be easier to just build a frame and do it that way. But we already had this and we wanted to use it. And so one reason too is because these doors are already built in here. I don't have to fuss with them at all. So, and we're gonna do more pest protection in a second, but they do open, I promise you. Open. So see, this opens up here so you can get in there and access the chickens. Because right now what we're doing, since they're not protected at night, is we have to take them out every night and we put them in our shed in a dog crate for right now, but that's got to stop soon. And then the other thing that this coop has, this whole panel from here all the way over opens up. So, you know, there's multiple access points. So we need to look into that. And then there's also doors along the edges, which I don't know. I wasn't overly concerned. Yeah, this one's blocked off, but the other ones on the sides slide up. So that works out really good. Now what we're gonna do as far as around the edges, here's the deal. When a raccoon, a fox, or anything like that, the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna go up and they're gonna try and pull it through the fence. And if they can't do that, what they're gonna do is they're gonna try and dig underneath it. But as smart as they are, they're not that smart. So invariably what they'll do is they're gonna come up and they're gonna dig right here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this same wood here and I'm gonna build out a little rectangle and put hinges on it that goes all the way around this side and then this side, and there's gonna be one on the other side, and then we're gonna put this hardware cloth in it, and it's on hinges because when we move it, we'll be able to pin it up and then we'll just lay it down. And so when the fox comes to dig, he's gonna come up and dig here, but in reality, it's protected out to here. So he won't be able to get in. The only downfall is, here's that fencing nail. That's what a fencing nail looks like. These suck to put in. He will be able right here to get in, but there's a limited chance that he's gonna dig in here. He's probably gonna come here or, you know, right up in front of them. You know, he's probably gonna come right up in front of them and dig. So that's what we wanted. You know, we wanna protect them from that. So this is a work in progress. We're gonna finish it tomorrow, and I'll bring you, during another video, I will show you, you will see this a lot more. I have a tire for it. I had to change a tire on my tractor. So we have a tire for it. I need an axle. So that's what I'm looking for. But at this point, we can pick it up and move it. What we wanna do is we've always wanted to clear along the edges of our property and just clean it up a little bit. And that's what they're gonna do. So, oh, I forgot I put a beehive over here the other day. A new hive we made right there. That's gonna be moved out to our farm. So we're gonna put them, you know, we'll start them in here, let them eat these weeds down and stuff, and then just work them right on down the line, all the way down that line. In time, they will clean it up. So we're gonna eat the chickens. We're going to clear up our weeds. And also, like right now, if we leave them out here for a couple days, they won't really tear up the grass too bad, but they'll poop and give some fertilizer back, and we can just kind of move it through. I'll show you what they did to our yard. We left them out there. They were little babies, but this is kind of what they will do. You can see right here, they've basically decimated this area, but it'll absolutely come back. I don't really care about grass, but I will tell you this, when it comes to grass, it's really important for erosion control in your yard. So that's why we're concerned about it. We don't really treat our grass or anything like that. We just grow it and cut it. But this is just another way for them to get food and to naturally fertilize our lawn. So it should work out pretty good. But like I said, this is all just like a work in progress. One thing we're gonna do as well, if you wanna get a cage like this too, if you go to the Amazon list in the link below, there is a cage, this cage is in there. I've gotten so many questions about where to get it. Just know that it is kind of flimsy, but it works. I mean, we've had this for years and used it, but these come apart. So what we got to do is I'm simply just going to zip tie. Let me move this so you can see. See this right here? It's designed to collapse and fold up into just like a thin panel. But since we're not going to do that anymore, I'm probably just going to zip tie it around this. And then you can see right here, like it wants to pop out. Like I said, this thing is old, so we'll do that. I'll probably as well, we'll hit this once we go through this run of chickens and we do another one. I'll probably hit the wire with some kind of rust paint just to kind of protect it and keep it safe, you know, stop it from rusting any more than it is. But even at that point, let's say that this thing rusted out completely, we already have the cage built, so all we need to do is flip it over and put this in there. You could build this, if I was to build this again, right now, I can already tell you before I'm done what I would do. I would build it the same way, but not around the cage. I would just put that on the inside and outside panels, and I would build it to the same size as my garden beds, which are 8x4. All of them but the front two of the sweet potatoes are 8x4. Those are 3x6. So I would build them 8x4 so it just sits right in there and then they can clear it out. So we would do something like that. But we already had that infrastructure in. I tell you, that thing's probably 30, 40 bucks maybe. And when we bought it, it was like 20. And we've gotten our money's worth. And so using it as a friend, it saves us about, probably it saves us another $40 on this project because that wire is kind of expensive. I would not use chicken wire. Like, it's not good. You don't want to use that. I would use the hardware wire is what I would use for something like this because it's those small holes and we'll get in. But once we get everything built, we get the frame put on and wrapped and all that good stuff, I get a roof on it, I'll bring it back to you. And I may even show you, I'll probably show you, you know what, in the next video, I'll show you the progress as we build it out. But we will end up putting handles on it and a wheel at some point. I've just got to figure out some kind of axle situation. I may look for something on Facebook or something, just find like a wheelbarrow axle or something and try and put it on there. I'm not gonna buy anything because as of right now, like I said, we can move it. So this is our plan. You know, we have 9 chickens in here. We plan to incubate them and keep them going as long as possible. And as long as we can buy the chicks, no big deal. We'll keep rotating them in and out. But we plan to do this as of right now. And to be honest, it's out of my hands. If I don't like it, I don't really get a choice. It's up to my wife for this one. We plan to rotate these ladies in and out. And I don't like it. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but you know what? That's the reality of the situation. If you're gonna eat meat, you need to know where it comes from in the process. So these chickens will have a better life than what we get at the grocery store. And that's really ultimately what it's all about. So if you have a chicken tractor, you're interested in it, what would you do with a chicken tractor? What would you do for a roof on this that is affordable and not wasteful and it is not a tarp? And also, help me out. Where can I get an axle? What can I use for an axle?